Today I invite you to a fascinating journey through the history of the Soviet Union. We will talk about 5 amazing facts of that era. So, fasten your seatbelts and let's go on a journey through the Soviet past. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next videos. Fact number 1. Childlessness tax. In 1941, a rather unusual tax was introduced in the USSR, the childlessness tax. It amounted to 6% of wages. The tax was paid by men aged 20 to 50 years and women aged 20 to 45 years who had no children. The authorities sought to stimulate fertility in the face of a severe shortage of labor. The war required the mobilization of enormous human resources. Therefore, childless citizens were actually fined for their unwillingness to have and raise future builders of communism. Of course, from the economic point of view, the effectiveness of this measure is highly questionable. But the very idea of levying a tax for the absence of children is very indicative for understanding the system of values of that time. This tax was in effect until 1992, when it was finally abolished as a relic of the past. This was the country's way of trying to stimulate the birth rate in difficult times. Fact number 2. The territory of the USSR is the size of a continent. Few people know that the Soviet Union was second only to the British Empire in the area of its territory. The huge country occupied 22 million square kilometers. This is comparable to the size of all of North America, the territory of the United States, Canada, and Mexico combined. Of course, most of the Soviet lands were in the underdeveloped northern regions of Siberia and the Far East. But the very fact of controlling such a gigantic space, 1/6 of the planet's landmass, speaks volumes about the imperial ambitions of the Soviet leadership. Although the ideology of communism initially denied imperialism and invasive ambitions. Fact number 3. Moving high-rise buildings. Since 1930 in Moscow periodically carried out grandiose operations to move entire high-rise residential buildings weighing thousands of tons. This was done in order to free up space for construction in the right areas of the city. For example, a 7-story building on Serafimovicha Street was interfering with the construction of the Big Stone Bridge. It was decided to tow it 41 meters away from its original location. Railroad tracks, powerful winches, jacks. With the help of this equipment, the house weighing more than 7,000 tons was smoothly rolled to the new place in one night. At the same time, all communications were preserved and the residents even stayed in their apartments during this move. Many people woke up in the morning and did not even realize that their house had moved to a new place. Fact number 4. Tattoos that saved lives. In Soviet camps, prisoners tattooed themselves with images of Lenin and Stalin. This was done not for ideological reasons, but as a kind of security certificate. According to the laws of the time, the guards were strictly forbidden to shoot prisoners who had images of the leaders of the revolution and the people tattooed on their bodies. Thus, these tattoos often saved the lives of their owners. Of course, the camp authorities were extremely unhappy about such unauthorized tattooing, but had to put up with this trickery of the prisoners. Sometimes prisoners got these tattoos on purpose before escaping from the camp. They expected that even if they were caught trying to escape, the guards would not dare to shoot them because of the images of leaders on their bodies. This gave them an extra chance of survival. Fact number 5. KYSHTYM nuclear disaster. On September 29, 1957, the KYSHTYM nuclear disaster was one of the largest radiation accidents in history. A tank with nuclear waste exploded at the Mayak chemical plant. The consequences of this tragedy were horrifying. Hundreds of thousands of people suffered from radiation. 11,000 people lost their homes and property forever. Information about the catastrophe was hushed up by the authorities for decades, despite the numerous victims. Only in 1989, after 32 years, people learned the truth about the KYSHTYM tragedy. For a long time, the authorities hid and masked the scale of the disaster, considering state security more important than human lives. Nuclear energy, it is a powerful source of energy that, if used properly and responsibly, can meet human needs without harming the environment. Therefore, the key principle should be to use nuclear energy exclusively for peaceful, humanitarian purposes for the benefit of all mankind. So, this is the end of our narrative. We have told you 5 curious and little-known facts from the history of the Soviet Union. I hope this information was interesting and informative for you. If you liked the video, do not forget to put a like. It is very important for the channel. Also subscribe to not miss new videos in the future. And be sure to write in the comments what historical topic or period you would like to hear about in the next video. I'll be happy to prepare a new video for you. Thanks for being with us today. See you soon.